unite NRIs for causes affecting India, and what can they do strategically sitting here in USA or any other part of the world to strengthen India? That's the first part of the question, Rajivji. And the second part of the question is, according to you, who can be the uniting figure for NRIs in the US that can bring them all together on one platform?
Well, you know, the first question is a very important one. That you're sitting somewhere else, you're not necessarily registered to vote. Many people may not even be citizens able to vote, and some, of course, are able to vote. Those who are able to vote, who are still citizens, should exercise that right. There are ways of voting if you are not, as long as you have an Indian passport, and you should exercise that right. But whether you are able to vote personally or not, you should certainly make sure that in your family, in your community, in your baradari, your neighborhood, you know, you are exerting influence to getting them to register. Because a large number of Indians are very complacent. This very bad Indian habit, I'll tell you, one of the very bad Indian habits we people have is that we think somebody else will solve this problem. You know, I'm busy, you know, how will my vote be so important? Whenever I'm in Delhi, and I'm there 4 or 5 times a year, anytime people are complaining, I always look around the room and say, did you vote? Did you vote? Did you vote? Tell me, did you vote? And they all say no. I'll say, then you do not have a right to complain, because you are upset with the result and you're not willing to do your part of it. If you have voted and then your candidate lost, at least I'll believe that, okay, your anger is justified, you know. But if you did not even do your bit, so this is the thing you have to educate our people, especially the well-to-do, well-educated people. They don't go out and vote because they are busy with life, you know, and they think it's a very crowded place, long line, and a lot of these people from Juggi, Jhompri, and all these guys are coming, and knocker and driver is going to vote, you know, why should they stand in line with them? This is very bad, because it is your nation. So I think this idea that, you know, one of the things that America has is the voter drives, voting. They have all these drives that various political parties do, online and in shopping malls and here and there. I think if you were to educate your friends and family in India that this is a very important thing in a democracy, that the people who are the elite should not just go out and vote and set an example, because that rich man standing in line will inspire 100 other local guys who are not who are looking up to him as a role model, that they should also go and do this. He's standing there, whether it's raining or not, he's standing there and he wants to vote. It's a matter of national pride. People should go, and people should celebrate the elections as a right and as a responsibility. So this is a kind of a shift in people's thinking that we have to bring. And I'm doing my best. I'm going to go to India and spend all of January there, and then probably go again in March, April, to go around giving talks on all kind of things. So the second thing that I think sitting here you can inspire people to do is that they have to fight for transparency. Part of the problem is Indians are not fighting for transparency. It is sort of assumed like there is a corruption wherever you go. You know, I've had these experiences. Wherever you go to do any transaction, and you want to do it perfectly legitimately, perfectly in a law-abiding way, but you have every obstacle because somebody wants a bribe, and you say, okay, chalo de do. I think you have to create a counter, you know, thinking, a different alternative thinking, where people are going to resist this, and people are going to say, I will not give you the bribe. Who are you to want this bribe from me? So you want ideals to be embodied by our young people, and so people in this country can inspire that. You can also inspire, you can also create all these hangouts. We can have these hangouts not only for people based in the US, but we can change the time frame. I'm more than happy to get up in the middle of the night, because I do a lot of work all the time anyway. I'm happy to get up at 3 in the morning or whenever you want me to, and have a hangout. And majority of the people who follow me are actually in India. I would say 80% of the people who read my books and watch my YouTubes, I keep track of these statistics, are India based. So I'm more than happy to do all that. So I feel that once people, and you know, then another thing we have to do is create a sense of urgency, almost to the point of desperation, that we are being taken to the cleaners, and this is not business as usual. This is the final election. You'll either create a government which is going to bring stability and get rid of all the corruption and foreign money and all that, or it's going to get further worse, and it will go reach a point of no return. So those are my ideas, that the people living in this country have to inspire and fund and organize voter drives, voter registration and voter turnout drives. Maybe on the day of election, you got to use social media and send them text messages. You know, maybe in every neighborhood, somebody should be in charge of reminding his people, his friends, maybe organizing some transportation, maybe saying, okay, at such and such time, all of us will go as a group and vote. It should become a matter of pride. It should also be sitting here, we can teach them the importance of demanding transparency. We can teach them the crisis, the world crisis in which India is in pretty bad shape right now compared to many other countries because of huge population and huge dependency on rainwater, monsoons and so on, and a large amount of its wealth being drained out and a lot of fragmentation of the political parties. So when you put all of these together, plus the 3 external threats I talked about, India has got a lot of serious problems. And so our job, the best we can do sitting here, is to constantly hammer these. And I tell you, I am now noticing some difference among the very snobbish, arrogant Delhi elite that I know. When I go there, they call me, invite me. And for last 20 years, they would not listen to these things. They would not pay attention to these things. A lot of them, my family, would not pay attention to these things. They would mock at me and figure out what's wrong with me that I'm pursuing all these things. But I've noticed in the last year, there is a change in thinking. People are getting concerned. People are, now the elite of India are beginning to realize that things are not all that stable and all that solid. They cannot sort of take it for granted. So there is an opening. There is an opening also among youth. You know, I used to find that 10-15 years ago, it was very difficult to get invited to a college because the college students were very busy with other things. Now there's more invites than I'm able to accommodate because the young people are very concerned. And so I would say that the timing is right, and there's some kind of a wave that is coming towards awakening people. So we have to keep pushing like that. Now the second part of the question is is not so easy. That is, who should unite us in the US. The problem is, the moment you name one, it will create a problem. So somebody will say, okay, you know, friends of BJP or VHP, and then there'll be others who will then get alienated. Some religious guy, then the others will get alienated. So my feeling is that I personally have decided that I would support Narendra Modi. I support Narendra Modi as the candidate for me. And to me, that's the unifying force. That is the unifying, person. And each person has to decide for themselves. I can't tell what others should do, but this is my choice. And this is not based on any party. It's the man. It is the vision of a man. And you know, if we had a presidential system, then the party would not even matter. You would vote for the person. You know. So I would say that getting Modi elected, getting him into office, getting a strong government, and transparency, accountability, all of those things are the solution. So whoever is supporting the right solution, we should follow. Whatever the religious group may be, whether they're political, whether they're civil organization, whether it's a corporate group, under whatever banner, I don't think we can ever convince Indians, at least in the near future, to come under a common banner. So they can use whatever banner they want, but that's the outcome, quite honestly, that I would like to see.
Thank you.